Welcome to another episode of Lockers First. My name is Andre Veskimeister, and today's special guest is Jef van Hyfte from MobileLocker. Hi, Jef. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
It's a really pleasant meeting we are having with you right now because you are quite a special person, quite a special company you are running, not an ordinary parcel locker company. I read from your website that you figured out the business idea on the beach in Spain. Is it true?
It's 100% true. So actually, what happened, a very long story short, is that we were sitting on a beach, me and my wife, in 2012, and we had all our belongings, your car key, your wallet, etc. And you wanted to go on, let's say, a romantic swim, and they were lying towel next to towel. And at that moment, my wife actually said, "Oh, I wish we had a locker." And I was already long-term thinking, I need to do something. I need to start a business. And I immediately ran back out of the water and ring the co-founder of MobileLocker, my best friend in Koen, and I told him, listen, I found it. We're going to get rich on the Spanish beaches, drinking cocktails, and we're going to put automated lockers on that. That was the origin story of MobileLocker. It turned out to be completely different, but that was indeed the origin.
Yeah, but you stayed original in a sense that you are not producing or manufacturing the ordinary last mile delivery, parcel delivery lockers, but you are in very different areas with your mobile lockers. Tell me a bit about what is the product range, in what areas you are active in.
Yeah. So in terms of product, we have our mobile units. I think we're quite unique in size, scope, and type of product in that. Those are custom-made mobile units with up to 150 or sometimes 300 fully automated lockers, where everything is plug and play in there, from bank terminals to RFID barcode readers, etc., printers, with emergency power also in there, and especially with a software, which is the heart of the product, that's really independent, self-dependent on versus let's say issues that can arise, that we can go as far as possible, because the idea was that we put those mobile units on locations where we need to earn money on just a few days. So it's not that we can put those, that we used to put those units on for years on a row on one location. So it needs to be plug and play, and it need to work 100%. So we really worked on that. And other products that we have besides the mobile units are your traditional, let's say, permanent locker solutions, which have, of course, the same software with the same methods in there. And there we vary a little bit because of we want to have high quality standards. That's one thing in terms of what kind of metal that we use or combinations that we use there. And usually the sizing of those lockers are a bit bigger than what you would traditionally find in last mile or first mile. I think on some locations we even have lockers where you can put a Euro pallet in there, and so there's quite big. So mobile and permanent, and we focus on the difficult stuff. Let's say outdoor, high in the mountains if you need. We have installations high in Norway. We have installations in the Andes in Chile, on beaches. So aggressive environment, difficult people. Festival people are sometimes drunk or do crazy things. So we do the niche difficult things.
Yeah, but let's talk about this. You mentioned there's festivals. This is your very special product and use case. What are you doing there on festivals, and what are your customers storing there mainly during the festival?
Yeah, so I think we're more or less becoming, or we are. It depends on your perspective. The market leader in Europe for the festivals. We do around 350 festivals with our mobile units. So we put on very big festivals, sometimes up to 8,000 fully automated lockers, and people store their belongings there. It can be from a jacket to a boom box for their music on a camping, or even their valuables, but also to charge stuff. All the lockers are equipped with charging USB or a variation on that. So it's a really service and a utility. Our direct customer, we have a B2B relationship with the festival, but the people using it are B2C on a daily basis. What else can I say about that? It's when we started it, It was only very common, I think, in the Benelux countries and maybe in the UK, but now we see it everywhere, and we're really educating also the crowd and the public on to have higher services. Of course, we live in Belgium, which is the heartland, together with the Netherlands, for everything which is on technology, on event technology. So we were a bit biased on that, and we try to bring that professionalism also to other countries in that market. And I think a very important thing is we are bringing a lot of transparency into that market, because everything is online, everything is tracked and traced, and so that's important also, I think.
Yeah, and I assume that the festivals visitors are mainly young people who are already adaptable to new technologies and new services. So this is a great place
Yeah.
to start educating people with lockers.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially in countries that didn't have that locker technology yet. I'm going to give you a very good example. We just launched last year in Spain, and we basically took that market. And there you see that the adaptation is going very quickly with the young people.
So it took you 10 years to go back to Spain, where
Yeah.
the idea was originated.
Indeed. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned in the beginning few times also one important thing that differentiates you. I think you mentioned that this is about software, and the software first, and software importance in your development. So you have developed all your software by yourself and
Exactly.
in-house and
Yeah. So we design and develop the lockers and the mobile units ourselves. We have our own engineering team. We have our own software team who takes care of all the software, ranging from let's say the software on the unit, or the software which is managing from a distance in the cloud, the units. Also, we have a MobileLocker app. That's all in-house developed. But not only the software. The tricky part is, of course, the hardware also together with the software. So we also developed our own locks and our own PCBs, the print plates to control all the electronics, the locks, because in the beginning we took those things off the shelf, but we wanted to do more. As I said from the beginning, we do the difficult stuff. So we have lots of lockers with sensors also in there, and there we need to have a fully good control on that.
You mentioned that you are doing also the locks by yourself for the compartments.
Yeah, together with we actually took an off the shelf lock, and we made lots of adjustments where we have a base of lock, and there we started adjusting from that, and then we
okay. And again, there are two standards, or two models of the locks. Whether this is motorized or electromagnetic lock you are using.
We're using both of them. It depends a little bit on the type of unit. So we have different kinds of locks that we actually use. So in some cases we use the other one, but it could be that we're going to move to one type of lock, but that's up to our product and engineering team to make a decision on that. So, but we have not
cool. Yeah, cool. Let's talk more about software. There is one phrase during the last year has been emerged a lot, and I see this also popping up among parcel locker producers and customers, and this is AI. What do you think about that? Do you see some kind of AI functions related to parcel lockers also in your pipeline, or you don't see it yet becoming a part of parcel locker operations?
I think AI is a very good tool to automate a few things, and to assist and to collect data and do something with that data. Although I think the AI hype is in some cases a bit, I'm not sure about the English word, but a bit too much. And I think it's overhyped in some cases about its capabilities and abilities. But I think it's there to stay, of course, AI. And we see it mostly in customer service, it can be a good tool, I think, AI, and in terms of machine learning, I'm not that sure. Yeah, well, yeah, but if we add sensors to the product, in some cases, then AI machine learning can be a very good thing, especially on sensitive locations. And we are actually looking in implementing that. But that's to make sure that works properly. It takes lots of field testing, I think. You need to have the data to make it work. Luckily,
Yeah,
we have
I
that.
agree with you. I agree with you 100% that right now the AI hype is mainly about language models, and this is useful for client service and then current
Yeah.
interactions. But on a long term, it's going to be more important for sure. Okay, but let's go back to the customers and the festivals also. One question I had when you have been doing it already almost 10 years,
Well, the
is it
idea was
correct?
10 years ago, but we entered, let's say, on a professional way with also with investors behind MobileLocker. That's the end of 2015. Let's say 2016 was really the professional birth year even of MobileLocker. And then it went quite faster. We first went from beach to festivals, and now we have festivals. We have what we call the high traffic locations, which are train stations, airport. Then we have click and collect, which is already a bit in the same league as last mile and first mile, and we do some first and last mile projects. And then we have the specialized things like lithium-ion battery safe. I think we have a very unique and outstanding certified product to, if you have lithium-ion batteries, what do you do with it? We have the great product for that, and then some few things in the pipeline.
Okay, this is nice to hear. But now, if you are looking for a partners or clients, so which are the markets you are most interested in, or what are the client types you are looking for? So for our viewers who to contact you.
Well, we have, of course, in the summertime, we have a very big fleet of mobile units. Then we have actually ourselves sometimes a shortage of lockers. So each year we expand our fleet. But in the wintertime, it's sometimes a bit more difficult to put those lockers away. We try to find locations going from stadia to indoor events, etc. But we do have an overcapacity in the winter, and in a few thousands of mobile units that can quickly be deployed plug and play. Let's say also through an API connection to a local postal courier, maybe, for example. And because then in the winter period, that's then usually the peak period for last mile, first mile delivery, especially if you look at Black Friday between Christmas. And that's just the moment when we have thousands of lockers standing idle, and we would be able to assist in certain countries, regions in Europe, where they say, okay, listen, we need to have extra capacity. Can you do something there? So that would be a great match.
I think this was a very good proposal right now for all our viewers who are operating parcel locker networks. You know where you have 1,000 parcel lockers waiting for you in the peak season. So now we have a solution for that.
Indeed.
But Jef, thank you. It was pleasure talking to you, and I think we could give a quick overview about your interesting company and products. And I hope it's only the first meeting we are having.
Yeah, me too. I hope to speak to you soon again.